What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So we got Baro here today, and the first day of the Void Corruption Alert. So we'll be going over that and Baro's full inventory. So let's get right into it. Before we do, make sure you sub this channel. We do daily Warframe videos on this channel. And yeah, the Void Corruption Alerts did just arrive, and the first one this week is going to be Heavy Caliber. So if you want to get a guaranteed Heavy Caliber, you get a Hive mission at level 10 to 15. These alerts will be going every weekend for the next month, and we'll do a full overview of that. But first off, Baro Ki'Teer is on Pluto Relay, and usually when he's on Pluto Relay, to me, I view that in my head as maybe that's something good because it's a higher level relay. But yeah, for these Void Corruption Alerts, we're going to be having one each weekend, and this alert will go from September 6th until September 9th, the one you got right now. So it's going to be going for about 3 days. Got some other ones that will be later in the month, so let's go ahead and review those real quick. So we've got weekend 1 that we just started with. We'll be getting Heavy Caliber. Week 2, we'll start on the 13th. It will have Depleted Reload, which is for sniper rifles, and 30,000 credits, and that'll be a survival mission for 10 minutes. Probably not worth it, to be honest. Depleted Reload is not the best corrupted mod, but hey, you know what? It's technically free. Then you got weekend 3, September 20th until September 23rd, giving Tainted Shell, which is not a great one, unfortunately. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing a mobile defense for that on September 20th. And then September 27th, around we'll be hearing about the new update and the Caliban rework and all that stuff. You'll be getting Magnum Force for a disruption mission, and also a Stratos emblem. So yeah, the last weekend does have a Stratos emblem, so make sure you grab that. But yeah, Magnum Force is also not a super valuable mod. So they're not giving you blind rage, not giving you overextend, they're not giving you fleeting expertise. They're giving you a weapon corrupted mod this time. So yeah, not the best. But hey, let's see if Baro's got some good stuff, because yeah, last time was pretty bad. All right, Baro, hit me with the good stuff, dude. What's that new item? Oh, now that's just insult. That's just rubbing salt on the wound, dude. You got a Despair emblem. You mean the weapon that didn't get an augment with the new Nightwave season? It gets an emblem instead, the Despair weapon. Okay, well, either way, Stalker themed Nightwave. You got a new Stalker sigil with the Despair. I was gonna make a video on this. I might still do it. There is no Despair augment, and Despair is probably the least popular of the Dread, Hate, and Despair as far as Incarnate. But that's your new item. You got a Despair themed emblem. Looks pretty cool. Now, let's go over the rest of this stuff that he's got here individually, each item, okay? Do a full Baro review. So let's start with the mod that Baro's got here. You got Prime Cryo Rounds, Prime Regen, Prime Rubito Line Barrel, Buzzkill, and Prime Magazine Warp. As far as what's the best ones here, Prime Regen is extremely good. Definitely make sure you have this. Make sure Sentinel respawn a lot faster. So if you got Nautilus and Verglas, Prime, throw this on there. Whenever it dies, it'll come back from the dead really quick. You can put a Momentous Bond. It'll be like an instant respawn, basically, if you kill one Exodus enemy. So yeah, definitely top priority this week as far as mods, this thing, Prime Regen. As far as the other ones, you got Prime Rubito Line Barrel. Makes the arc guns have a lot more damage. This is good for Profit Taker. This is good for heavy arc weight. If you're trying to use the Grattler for AoE damage, it's good for the Kuva Grattler for AoE clearing with Mirage. So that's a decent mod to get. Not needed, though, if you don't want to use Arcwing guns in missions. Prime Magazine Warp, definitely not needed. More of a extra bonus mod, basically. And Prime Cryo Rounds, some people really like this. I use it on my Torrid for a Corrosive Cold build, or sometimes a Corrosive Blast build. But it's definitely not needed. You could put a 60-60 Cold mod on there instead. It would have been the exact same thing. A lot less Endo. Technically not the exact same thing. Less cold damage, technically, but you get more status chance. So you'll be getting a lot more procs. So I don't really like Prime Cryo Rounds, but it is worth having eventually. I'd say it's probably... Yeah, it's probably second priority on here. I'd say number 1 priority, Prime Regen, number 2 priority, Prime Cryo, and then these other 2, 3 Rubito Line, 4 Magazine Warp. And Buzzkill comes from, I believe it comes from Eidolon Fight, so actually to get this from Baro, thankfully. For Appearance tab over here, if you like this stuff, of course, you should grab it. And the Despair emblem is just kind of funny that they didn't even... yeah, I'll probably make a video on it, but the Despair definitely deserved an augment. I'll probably buy this sigil anyway, though, because why not?
If you like that,
you got Limbo Immortal skin, you got Parastica skin, etc., etc.
Something extra special for
and for weapons, you got the Prisma Gakata and the Prisma Machete. These are both basically just mastery fodder in 2024. So you grab them for mastery fodder if you want to. Unfortunately, there'll probably never be a Grakata in Karnon because it technically has an alt-fire augment. So unless they remove Wild Frenzy from the game, I'm not seeing this thing getting an 8 in Karnon, unfortunately. But pretty decently high stats, honestly, if you want to like mess with it. It's got 15 base damage, that's the main problem to me. And as far as your miscellaneous stuff here at the end, Ki'Teer stencil and some other useless stuff. So, yeah, guys, Baro Ki'Teer is definitely... This is like a mid-tier bar. I wouldn't call it a fully bad Baro. The new item is definitely not the best. But yeah, you got a couple things you could sell. Prime Regen is definitely a good seller. These weapons, I don't think I would grab them to sell, but yeah, definitely cryo rounds, regen. That's basically it. So, yeah, as far as those Void Corruption alerts, like I said, it is a level 10 mission for, like, not a great... I'd say as far as the alerts are concerned, doing those second and third weeks probably isn't super worth it, especially if it's a 10-minute survival for, like, a not very good corrupted mod. So yeah, heavy caliber on the first week, and again, as I said earlier, the second week is going to be a different mod. So yeah, I don't really think I'm going to be doing the other ones. This first one right here is probably the most worth week. And then the last week, because you get that special emblem, that special cosmetic. The other 2 weeks, weekend 2, depleted reload and 30,000 credits, not really worth it to me. Tainted Shell and 30,000 credits, not really worth it to me. I never even used the Tainted Shell mod. What does Tainted Shell even do? I'm pretty sure it's not a very good mod. Tainted Shell. Doesn't that give like minus fire rate? Why are they giving out this mod? This is not the mod that you go to Corrupted Vaults for? That's crazy. They should change that mod to something actually useful. How about like... I don't even know. This is probably one of the worst prime or corrupted mods of the game, actually. The amount of minus DPS you get from throwing this on there. Minus 55% fire rate, but hey, you get 77% accuracy. Now I wonder what that other mod is they're giving out and how bad that one is, too. Magnum Force and Heavy Caliber are still pretty good, and so is Depleted Reload. But yeah, that is a crazy one they threw. Their Tainted Shell on week 3. Definitely don't waste your time on that week. But yeah, guys, that's going to be basically it for the video. This weekend, Baro Ki'Teer has some stuff to farm, but overall, no mod booster, nothing new that's really worth writing home about. Your main things you can do this weekend are I think grinding out ducats for a future Baro, or maybe getting some builds put together for the new update we'll be hearing about in like probably about 20 days, unfortunately. I'll be covering that in 20 days when it comes out, but until then, just do what go nuke some enemies of Sethagoth. He's so good at nuking. And then also that poll yesterday, guys. I was very surprised about that poll I did on YouTube, where I said, what's your favorite nuke frame? You guys were voting for Sethagoth over Saren for a while. I think it ended up being Sethagoth and Saren like pretty much neck and neck, with Sethagoth being a little bit below Saren in the end. So very cool stuff there, guys. Thanks for voting on that poll. It ended up being 40% Saren, 30% Sethagoth at the end of it. So very, very nice. I will see you guys next time. I appreciate your support. And yeah, guys, have a great weekend. Take it easy. Peace.